Ruslan Trad. Ruslan is the co-founder of Re Militari. It's a journal focused on war and conflict zones. Ruslan, thank you so much for joining us. I wanted to ask you, first of all, about information you have about Russian mercenaries who are currently in Belarus. Who are they, and do you think they might be used to help Lukashenko?
It will be very funny because of the main story coming from Minsk was that Russian mercenaries was there to play against Lukashenko. But now the rhetoric is changing again because of the situation on the ground with the mass protests we witnessed in the past few days. And as we say, the Belarusian situation is very tense for the past week. And I think that the security agreement signed by Lukashenko with Kremlin before 2 days, it's a very crucial moment because according to this agreement, Russia can intervene into Belarus if the situation is going bad for Lukashenko. But now we are following some developments on the border between Belarus and Russia, especially in the Gomel region, which is bordering Bryansk. And we saw reports of moving troops and other military equipment. So for now, it's unclear what will happen after 1 day, for example, and if Putin will decide to help Lukashenko or not.
Well, Sunday's protest was reported to be the biggest ever in the country's history. If big numbers keep coming out, do you see a realistic prospect of Russian intervention? I mean, I know you say it's unclear, but if it happens, considering what you know about the long-standing relationship between the two presidents of Belarus and Russia, do you think that it would be a possibility?
There is a very clear possibility about that, especially after Russia have practice like that. It will be not precedent in the history. We have examples from Kyrgyzstan, from Ukraine before 6 years, and exactly in the same context. A government who is ally of Kremlin is endangered by mass protests in the country, and Russia then intervene in help of the ruler. So there is a possibility Lukashenko to flee toward Moscow, and the other possibility is Moscow to intervene into Belarus. The third option is the most peaceful option. Putin to decide not to help Lukashenko, but to start negotiations with the opposition, because the protests in Belarus are not clearly anti-Russian, and that is a good position for negotiations.
Do you have any information about other troop buildups? First, we have Lukashenko's allegation that NATO is building up its military strength near his country's borders. And then you have Lithuania just about an hour ago saying that they are concerned and are observing a possible buildup of Belarusian troops on the border between those two countries.
We have no such data, and actually the European Union and NATO forces are very silent about the situation in Belarus. And I don't believe that they will decide to intervene somehow in Belarus, except by diplomatic messages. We saw Lithuanian foreign minister is very critical to Lukashenko. We know that opposition figures are currently in Lithuania, and Poland have very big interests in Belarus. But currently, only Russia have such possibility to intervene in Belarus. Somehow, we must to say that we are not speaking only for troops and soldiers or military equipment. Russia can intervene in somehow in hybrid warfare.
Ruslan, thank you so much indeed for your time. That analysis from Ruslan Trad.